Man, speaking of that sound, that intro, prayers up for Jam Rock,
That's right.
Jamaica. The storm is making landfall right about now. Cat 5 gonna be major damage, man. Prayers for Jamaica. But this is the morning run. We got Coach Prime's pressers coming up, as well as other players. We're gonna go to that once they get started. It's Deuce and Scoop. It's Big Dog Chico. It's Big Unc. The morning run.
Yes, with the bless runners. Mount up. Dukes, bring us in, Duke.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you do.
What's up?
But you ain't gonna do the
Turn this
intro
tag
today.
where I can see straight ahead. Oh,
All right, all right. Welcome to the morning run. I'm your host, Philip Dukes, aka Dukes D Scoop. We are also joined by my co-host, Uncle Neely, the man with the plan, and Big Dog Chico, the freakiest in the land. Today we have an action-packed show for you today, where we'll be talking about all the latest in sports and culture, and we have a special segment today where we are going to break down what Coach Prime says at his press conference today. So stay tuned for the morning run.
There you go. There's that corporate voice right there that we were looking for right here on Rebel Radio, the morning run. With
Shout
Dukes
out, happy birthday to Oz Bryant.
Who?
Oz Bryant.
I don't know Oz Bryant, but I know my brother name is Johnson. And he don't like when I call him Johnson.
Well, you is a freaky.
I told him I called him Johnson because that's his name. That's what my mother named him.
So, all right,
telling you the story about my brother Johnson.
Bro, all right, y'all. So last night, I'm just scrolling Facebook. I see Chico Cleveland. Chico Cleveland writes, this, unprovoked. You know how they say nobody, then this happens like on social media?
Yeah.
Nobody. Chico Cleveland. I got a brother named Johnson, but he don't like for me to call him Johnson because he thinks I'm talking about my Peter, but I had to tell him I call my Peter. This is really what Chico
see, now you gotta get it right. Now you gotta get it.
Because he did say Pecker.
I did.
I call my Pecker Pete. This is
That's
what
right.
Chico put on Facebook, unprovoked. I sent it to the group chat, and I said,
all.
hey, I said I sent it to the group chat, and I said whatever they say he did it.
I didn't send it to the group chat though.
You put it on Facebook.
You posted it on Facebook.
Did you guys like it, share it, comment?
I didn't touch it.
Nobody did, Chico. You the only person that commented on that when I saw it.
That's right. Because I'm the only person with a brother named Johnson that you can't call Johnson because you think I'm talking about my pecker, but I call my pecker Peter, so I'm not talking about him. His name is Johnson. That's what my mother called him. But hey, we'll get back into that later on.
Dukes.
I can't call my brother Johnson by his name because he thinks I'm talking about my pecker. Two comments, one share. Chico, both comments and the share.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, Dukes. When you are the only person that likes your post, you the only person to comment on your post, and you the only person to share your post, that is the human personification of a dog licking his own nuts. Like, what are you doing?
Well, you can put it in whatever term you want to put it in, but shout out to my dog, Gary V. Gary V said, who cares about who likes it and who don't like it? You just keep posting. You feel me? What is it? What is this?
But Chico, why would you post that?
What is this, third grade where you have to go in class and you posted it, you only got one? Who cares? Some people archive their posts because they don't want someone to come on and see that this one didn't get any likes or shares. So I'm going to hide it so that nobody come on here and see that.
You're missing a greater point, Chico.
No.
What was the justification in talking about your Johnson?
I wasn't talking about my Johnson. I was talking about my brother named Johnson that I can't call by his name because he thinks I'm talking about my pecker, but I'm not talking about my pecker because I call my pecker Peter, but he doesn't understand. Welcome to 98.4 Rebel Radio. Put your rebel flags high in the sky. Hey, man, let's get to the...
If I was in my studio, Dukes, the chair with the wheels on it, I would just push to the side right there and roll up the screen like this.
Y'all something else, man. Y'all just go ahead and get the show going, man.
Y'all something else. Now you want to go. Now you want to leave. Well, He's something else.
98.4 on your FM dial. Actually, we switched over to AM because of the radio station, but that my brother wants to own.
All right.
Well,
That's my
today,
other
Chico, today, Dukes is what I call transition day.
Okay.
You know, many times after a ball game, win or lose, you got the 24-hour flush it rule. A lot of times for the fan base out there, it doesn't truly get flushed to the Tuesday press conference comes because that's when Coach Prime, for the final time, addresses the previous game and then shifts at least the public focus into the next game. So today's press conference coming up soon. Of course, you'll be taking questions about Utah and how the team has bounced back now with 2 practices since the game. And then also what's been taking place for preparation for a home game this weekend against Arizona. You now have 4 games left. Those 4 games take place all in November. You got home away, bye week, home away. You sitting in 3 wins, Chico. If you want to go to a bowl game, you have got to win 3 of the next 4. Is what it is.
That's just what they call simple math, right?
Simple math.
Simple math, dog. No trigonometry, no algebra, no calculus. None of those things that I used to walk out and go use the bathroom for, until they call me back. So, hey, win the next 3 out of 4. It starts with Arizona coming in time. They got a good quarterback in Noah Fafita, but we can get after it. We can neutralize his passing ability some type of way. We need some picks. We haven't been killing it in the interception department this season, but we got to find a way to do that, man, to get back on the right track.
Yeah, had 3 gift wrapped to you, Utah. DJ McKinney broke on one and batted it down. The very next play, Hodge had one, hit him in the head. Then in the end zone, DJ could have got another one. So what's been the focus this week is not necessarily just keep reliving the Utah, but capitalize on opportunities. You can't give up what could be big plays. Make the big play. Don't settle for swatting the ball down, Dukes. If you can get there and get your hands on it like that, you can get there and catch it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when you look at the only team that spanked Arizona this year is Iowa State. But outside of that, BYU, a 6-point game. University of Houston, 3-point game. Like, they played tough. This is for all intents and purposes, as far as I'm concerned, this game is one of the tougher games on the team that can say the same thing that Colorado had been saying all year, which was we only got spanked once. Hopefully it goes the way that Colorado did. They got spanked twice. So now hopefully this is the second spanking for Arizona. But they do a lot of good things quarterback-wise, where I think that they can present a lot of the same issues that you've had all year long. The question is going to be,
that's the issue.
Yep. The question is going to be, what are you going to do different? And we know about what the definition of insanity is. So is it radical change? Is it a minor adjustment? Is it personnel? Is it scheme? I don't know. I just know something has to change, and we'll see what that is this week.
I love where Chico always starts them at. A lot of times I talk about schemes, schematics, and that kind of thing, and Chico is always the one to talk about that mindset. And so I want to hop on his bandwagon and talk about that mindset, because here's one thing, Chico, where you just spot on. If you're in position to miss the tackle, and we can see that you missed the tackle, that's not the scheme. A scheme is a guy going untouched. That would be a bad scheme. A bad scheme is a guy just getting the ball, nobody near around, and nobody covering. If you're getting paws on you at the first, second, and third level, that's a tackling issue, not a schematic issue. You're in the position to make the play. Make the play.
That's no different than a ball hitting the wide receiver right in the chest and he dropping the pass. You're not going to say, he was out of position. Did the scheme that you got to execute at that point, right? So
yeah, there's no scheme.
If you're the guy
that allows for missed tackles, Coach Prime is coming, so get ready to hop on that feed.
That's right.
Oh,
this is the Rebel Radio TMR.
Just look at that.
Duke, you don't like Rebel Radio? There's plenty of Rebel flags in Georgia, I'll tell you that much. Especially during the Lil Jon era. We love Lil Jon where I'm from.
Where are you getting this from?
Put your rebel flags high in the sky.
What you doing, bro? Where are you getting this from?
94.9 rebel
Is
radio.
this a movie that I missed? TV show? Album?
Man, he's so wild, dog. I love my cousin Dukes, man. There's only one. Well, I swear I've been like I've been knowing you forever, dog.
Thank you, Chico. Hey, what happened? Like, where are you getting that from?
Shouts out to my brother Carlos Miller, 85 South Show. They put us on. If you're 85%er, put it in the chat. What's up, Herm?
My dog.
Ain't no telling what Uncle Neely telling him right now.
Shout out to T95 Sports from the Time, TINEH Time. Yes, sir. Got the Astros hat on today for sure.
H time was going down.
You can wear it in Atlanta. I would never wear this in LA.
Oh no, definitely not. All right, here we go. We got Coach Prime. Should be at the podium right now. Bear with me right here. I'm gonna get it right for you.
Coach Brennan, great guy, one of the good guys. I don't think there's any guy that coaches in the Big 12 that's not a good guy. I've met all of them there. Great character, studious, authoritarian type of guys. They're leaders. They have principles, and then a tremendous amount of structure. I like him tremendously, and I love the job that he's doing there. You can read his coaching history. He's been several places, but he's one of the good guys, and I like what he's doing at Arizona. Students of the Week has a good team. FIFA, I think we played him, I think it's third time, right? Since probably third time since we've been here. Good young man. I remember after the first year, he was rated really high, and he should have been. I think he had a down year last year because of the change of coaching and the change of the offense. But this kid, to me, he's a pro. He could play. He could spin it. He could throw it. You give him time, he's going to make things happen defensively. They get after it. I can recall big corners, long corners. They get your hands on the receivers. It's going to pose a tremendous threat because they get after it on the defensive side of the ball. Students of the Week, Mr. Arnold from Tennessee, John Slaughter from Mississippi as well. Homecoming week and Spirit Day as well. Peggy's the Grand Marshal. Amen. Gotta win. Peggy's the Grand Marshal. Saturday should be beautiful. Colorado, 66-43. What we got here? Soccer, 13-2-3. Awesome with one regular season game left. At Kansas this Thursday. Then the team goes to the Big 12 tournament. Volleyball is 18-3, which is darn believable. Best record through 21 matches in CU history. Hats off to the volleyball team. Cross country is at the Big 12 championship this week. Friday in Lawrence, Kansas. The men's team is ranked number 5 in the darn country. Women's team 16. God bless them. Hats off to all 3 of those sports. Let me start by addressing some stupidity that happened a week ago, that someone tried to make a big deal out of Coach Sapp knocking over the darn pylons. That's our little thing. He knocks them down, I pick them up. That's what defensive linemen do, right? They knock them down, the defensive backs pick them off. So that's our little thing. So that's what we do. Stop trying to make something out of nothing. And the little situation that you caught me yelling on the sideline, I wasn't yelling at Coach about a call. I was yelling about personnel. Okay, I just want to make it clear. So I was talking about personnel, not the call he made. I respect the calls that Coach makes. I think he's one of the best guys in the business. We just got to put us in better situations and do more, and the guys have to execute. But I yell on the sidelines all the time. You know, sometimes I yell positivity. I'm not yelling negativity. Sometimes I get disturbed, upset, but I'm not yelling at the coach. I'm yelling about something else. So that's what that was. I got the utmost respect for Coach Livingston. And Rob has done a great job since he's been here, and I respect he and his family. But we got to do better all the way around. Let's go.
Nikki, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. How you doing?
Great.
Nikki Edwards, Yahoo Sports. After Utah, how do you approach practice this week to yield the answers you want this Saturday?
First and foremost, last week was a tremendous surprise because of the great practices that we had. Hats off to the young men as well as the staff, because we teach our young men to put things behind them, especially plays, and go to the next play. Now you got to put a whole game behind you and go to the next opportunity, and that's practice. And oftentimes you practice a certain way and you play that same way. These young men have responded tremendously, and I'm proud of them that they're putting it aside and say, you know what, we're better than this. We got to focus. We got to lock in. And Mate didn't have a great game punting the ball last week. Guy was out there for an hour on his own, just kicking the snot out the ball, just working till Coach Pollock had to tell him to come in. You know, so you like that. You want to see that tenacity out of your team, and that's what we're seeing. And the coaches are holding them accountable, and I'm holding myself accountable as well as the coaches accountable. That's on us. We got to put the kids in a better situation. Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach Harrison Simeon, Buffs and SI. After Saturday, you talked about how, you know, leadership and preparation starts with you guys and the coaching staff. After a loss like that, have you given any thought to changing responsibilities to better suit the team at this point?
Well, you always do that. We do that from game to game anyway. It's not something that we don't do. We just don't tell you all the time that we do it. We do that anyway. So we're always looking to improve in every area of getting the guys prepared. Not only that, what's being called from play to play, situation to situation. You probably don't know this, but we have a run game, pass game coordinator on both sides of the ball. So that's being challenged all the time. And I challenge these guys all the time, and I challenge myself all the time to get it right. We just got to get it right. We're not achieving what we're capable of achieving at this point.
Hey, Coach Brian Halbel, the Daily Camera. I have a couple questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
After the game, you mentioned you wanted to find out the whys.
Right.
Did you find out some
Yeah.
answers as you were going through?
Most definitely.
And what were some of the things
I
you
don't want
found?
to share those.
Okay.
Yeah, most definitely I found out the whys. We sat there as a staff and watched the whole, not the whole game, we watched half the game together the next morning at noon.
Then I wanted just as a follow-up to that, this offense obviously has not been, super explosive. I think 24
Right. Both sides of the ball hadn't been explosive.
Yeah.
Okay. Not just the offense. The defense has been giving it up as well. So let's not just target one side of the ball. As well, we was horrible on special teams as well this past week. I think for the first time all year we hadn't been consistent. So it's not just one area that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about all areas.
Hey, Coach. Pat
How you
Graham,
doing,
Social-
my man?
Nice to see you.
Didn't we
Thanks for-
just talk yesterday?
We did.
I know we did.
I know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, you were saying that you weren't going to sugarcoat things with your
Right.
team and everything. What was your message to your team? And I mean, how and did you give them
When?
truth
At
serum?
what point? At what point?
Just at the meetings and what you saw and what you went through and finding consistency.
After the game, you got to understand, I'm a little upset. I'm a little deterred. So I'm going to speak what's on my mind, what's fresh on my mind. I don't even remember everything I said. I'm pretty sure it was recorded because that's what we do. That's what media does as well. Coming in Monday morning and today, it's been a approach just to challenge them on certain things. You got to know your team. You got to know what they could stand. You got to know how to push them, where to push them, when to push them. You got to know what you're dealing with. And I know my young men. I know the coaching staff. I know what's inside this locker room and inside this program. So I know what buttons to hit personally. And I'm trying to hit every button we can up until that game on Saturday.
Hi, Coach. Adam
How you doing, sir?
24/7 Sports. The offensive line had been playing well this season.
Yeah.
Was there kind of a common theme to their issues that they had on Saturday?
They just didn't get it done. It's one of those games. They just didn't get it done. It's like those games they get it done is one of those games they didn't get it done. So you can't just pinpoint one thing and say this is why they didn't get it done. It don't work like that. Sometimes you have great play in this area and not great play in that area. That just happens to be a game that we didn't have great play in any area.
Coach Jack Carlo.
My man, always a
How are
pleasure.
you? Appreciate the time again, Coach. You mentioned new mate there, getting some extra work in.
Right.
Just overall, just what have you seen from this team? I guess it wasn't a fun plane ride back.
We didn't hear Pete. I didn't want to hear Pete, on the way back. And I told him I better not hear laughter or joy, anything, because we've got our butts kicked. These guys understand the assignment. They understand the mission. It was one of those days that it just didn't work. You got your butt kicked. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't placate it. It is what it is. Now, guess what? Let's flush the darn toilet and let's move on. And that's what we've done. We've flushed the toilet and moved on. Because going back from our state and what we just did, that's two different teams. That's two different teams up with us, not them. Forget the opponent. I'm talking about that's two different things that you saw. Now, we got to get back to that former team and then improve on that. And we're very much capable.
John Treach, 9 News.
How you doing, John?
Coach, as someone who's competed and fought for everything in your life,
Right.
do you find it especially challenging to reach a team that may not be wired that way?
I'm not going to say they're not wired that way. You just got to ignite them in certain ways, not only the young men, the coaches. See, you guys think you're only coaching young men. You're coaching coaches as well, and you got to get them on that same frequency as well to want it all. And don't settle. I'm not a settler, man. I don't settle. Like, when I went for contracts when I played, I wanted what I wanted. I'm not coming back down to settle in the middle. No, if I ask you for that, that's what I want. So, because I'm going to work my butt off and prove that I'm capable and I'm worth that. So we want that same mentality in that locker room. Do we have everyone in there on that page? No, I don't think anyone does. But we're working towards that. That was a tremendous bump in the road, and we're trying to put that behind us, and let's move on. Let's go. Because I know we're capable.
Ryan Schools from Ralph Report. After the game, you said you told the team and you told media the cat's out of the bag, and
Right.
you gave away the blueprint. Is that something that you feel that your guys have really taken to heart, and how
Yeah.
challenging is it to kind of go and make adjustments to
Well,
fix the issue?
let me tell you what I was talking about. I was talking about the blitz. Okay, if you recollect the game, you hit a couple big plays early on that we had. They stopped the blitz. Because you had guys right there. We just got to hit them. We just got to get the ball to them. We just got to protect. We got to do some things that we're capable of doing to stop the onslaught. And they stopped it. I know darn well we blitzing and they hit us and bleed us down the seam for a touchdown or explosion. You're going to stop that. Now you got to blitz in certain occasions, not every occasion. So we understand football. We welcome that. It's not like it was broken. We had an answer. We just didn't get to it. We just didn't do what needed to be done on those particular plays. No excuses for that.
Coach, how you doing?
Great.
Scott Proctor at DMVR. You guys have had 3 road games now, and I think each of them haven't gone up to your expectation, kind of your standard.
Right.
Why do you think that is? Have you kind of noticed a different team on the road versus at home this year?
No, I think it's a different team than night.
How do you think that is?
I don't think the road has nothing to do with it. I think it's night. That's what I think, and we got to fix that. We got to figure out ways around that. But let me tell you something, man. The plays that to be made, we're not making the plays, and we got to hold everybody in that locker room, including myself, accountable for not making the plays. You see them. They're there to be made. We got to make them. We got to do much better, and that starts with practice. It starts with the mentality. That starts with the hunger and the thirst to be great at something or to defeat your opponent. Every week we talk about one-on-one matchups, who's going to beat their opponent. Okay, it's one thing that you dominate your opponent, but as a team, are we collectively beating our opponents? If you winning your one-on-one, he's winning his one-on-one, but we got 8 other guys and 9 other guys get their butts kicked, it don't make sense. We got to collectively do what needs to be done to come out victorious.
Appreciate it.
We better than that.
Hey, Coach, Tyler King with the
How you
Denver
doing,
Gazette.
sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. I was just curious, you mentioned after the game the other day that you were surprised because of how good a week of practice you guys had. I remember players saying after the Iowa State game similarly that was the best week of practice you guys had to that point, and it kind of translated to Saturday. What was different about this week that it didn't translate the practices over to the game day?
Second play of the game, which went for a touchdown. Then you get the ball on offense and you 3 and out. Then they go again, it's touchdown. Then you get the ball on offense and you 3 and out. Like that kind of stuff, that's, you got to have the strength to stand up to that and to bounce back and to fight back and say, no, we got this. Even if we don't have success on this down or this play, we got this. We got another opportunity when we get back out there. You got to have that mentality that no matter what happens, we're going to be all right. And we can't break. We could bend, but we can't break. Unfortunately, we broke.
Hey, Coach. Shane Holcomb, Scobo Sports. I just want to get your comments on, recently we've seen a theme across the college ball landscape where, teams are moving on from their coaches faster than ever.
Yeah,
do you think that, these schools and fan bases have lost the sense of patience in the process of building something?
Well, it's no one patience in this world. How do we exude patience when we could call up right now and get a pizza delivered right here? That you could call and get a ride waiting outside for you. Everything is expeditious in this country. Everyone wants the quick fix, the quick things. You got mail order brides too, right? You get married, right away. You could get a BBL. You could come in here flat as I don't know what, and leave thick as a Snicker. So this is a different country that we live in, man. Ain't nobody got no patience no more. I understand that, and I don't either. I don't have patience as well. I want things done right now because I'm used to getting up there working, putting in the work, and you want the results from the work you put in. It don't oftentimes work like that. That's a great question. I appreciate that.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Just a simple question. I've heard you say this a bunch of times, holding myself accountable.
Yeah.
How does one hold oneself accountable?
You check everything in the house. You start off with yourself to make sure you're putting in the time and the necessary efforts that you need to, and the knowledge of the game that you can extend to the staff as well as the players. You're just checking yourself. Now you go down and you checking all the coaches to make sure what's being taught is the right thing, it's the right way, and they're checking the efforts of the young men, and we're watching enough film to make sure we're doing the right thing, we're calling the right thing, we put them in the proper situation. Then you go down and check the young men to make sure they're doing their jobs and they want this, that we choose the right men. Do we have the right collection of young men in that locker room? It's a whole lot of checks and balances going on. But you start at the top with yourself. When you look in the mirror, I got to be satisfied with what I'm giving to this university as well as this team, because they've done a wonderful job of blessing me. So I feel the worst. I haven't been home yet. I've been here every night since. I haven't been home yet. So that's how much I care. That's how much I love it. That's how much I embody this university, the school, what they've done for us, the fan base. They come and sell out during every darn game that we earn. There's not a seat left. I think it's homecoming, right? We got any seats left? Couple seats left. Hopefully it sells out again, and they have an expectation, which we've created. So we want to appease them because this is a wonderful place to live, wonderful place to play the game. And I don't know why a young man wouldn't want to go out there and give it his all. This week, I'm glad you got me going. This week, we talked about hobbies. I asked all the team about their hobbies. Some people said, I like to fish. I like to hunt. I like to ski. I like to cook. I said, is anybody compensating you for that? They said, no, I just like to do it. I say, we didn't even tell you to do it, but you like to do it, right? They said, yeah. I say, when you do that, do you give it your all? They said, yeah. I said, well, won't we do the same thing with this game? Because last time I checked, we getting a check to do this. So let's give it your absolute all. Make it your hobby. Make it personal. Make it has some feeling into it that you want to be successful. I've never done nothing in my life where I wanted to just compete. I've always wanted to win, and I'm trying to get that across. Like, everything you do in life, you gotta want to win, man. I don't care if we walk into the cafeteria and I'm gonna be one step quicker. I gotta get there faster. Like, I want to win, and I want to embody that every darn day, and I want that to bleed off into these young men. And a plethora of them, it's happening, and I like it, but it's not happening as expeditiously as I would want.
So you talked about that's part of it, right? Players and staff.
Right.
When you go to a staff member after a tough game like that, what are you looking for in them that will show you that they understand what happened? Okay.
I'm not looking for them. I know them.
Right.
They wouldn't be here if I didn't know them. I'm just looking for the truth. Let's talk about it. What happened? Okay. Why win that call? Whose fault is that? That's how it goes down.
Gotcha. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Brady, last one. Go ahead.
Coach Brady King, Denver 7. You mentioned not really having patience. Would you say there is a sense of urgency for the team to flip the script this week?
There's a sense of urgency every day. I don't give a darn what the record is. There's a sense of urgency. There's a sense of urgency at this point last year as well. So, yeah, we want to win every game. We want to win every play. We want to win every down. Like, we want to win. We're not going out there and say, hey, let's just kick it today. Let's just get our butts kicked. That's what we want to do. No, that's not the way I move. That's not the way I get down. I've never been that way in my life. Therefore, the goal is not only to win, to dominate. That's the goal. Sometimes you don't reach that. I'm not comfortable with that sometimes whatsoever. We're better than that. We're better than this. We really are. There's no way we could play like that. The last time you saw us play at home, they go play like that. That don't add up. So don't say we weren't prepared. We were prepared. We just got a bus kick. Thank you. God bless you. You're new. I haven't seen you before. You like I connect with faces. You got my horses, man? No, you don't.
Yes, sir. The bless, sir. That was Coach Prime with his presser. And he talked about some things and some things. Shout out to all the BBLs out there checking in. Dukes, what resonated with you from some of the things Coach Prime said as you unmute that nice microphone over there? Let us know what stood out.
I think that was a great question that was asked about how do you coach the coaches. I like that. And he said, look, I just want honesty. Hey, what happened right here? And why were you in that call? And Chico, you know this from like playing ball. When you do something wrong and your coach goes to you, they want to know what was your mindset. Why did you do that? Because if you can't explain to me, if somebody just tells me I don't know, I got no chance of helping this guy.
No.
But if you tell me what your mindset was when you made this decision, like, can you, and even in the business world, a lot of people can probably speak to or say this. I would ask people that were under, hey, can you speak to this? Like, why? Like, what happened here? And then you have a chance to correct it. And I think understand, and that's going to tell you a lot about the coach, because if they saw something, if you know what happened and they saw something totally different and they can't walk you through it, then you have to reevaluate the decision that you made to hire the coach. And I think that's kind of where Coach Prime is. That's kind of where, now this is me saying this. I think from what I'm gathering is he's looking for the right answers. He said, look, I just want to know if they're going to be honest about it. Are they going to make excuses? And he did say that. He said he was looking for honesty. Because and I think people get this confused. Everybody knows football at that level. There's nothing that, is easy at that level. If you think that there's a one-stop fix to say, all right, boom, you do this one thing, defense fixed. They pay these guys millions and millions of dollars to come up with game plans for a reason. So I think understanding the mindset of why you call this here, hey, well, look, I saw them in an odd front. They were heavy to the boundary. They had been killing us on trap all game long. So I told the linebacker to follow I told the linebacker to follow the lineman to the ball, and then they hit us with a counter. That's if you can speak to something like, oh, okay, all right. So what would you do next time? I think that's what I heard in that kind of was like, all right, I do have an appreciation for making sure that you're coaching the coaches, and appreciation for that member of the media for asking a good question.
Yeah. And if people out there are unfamiliar with it, after games like this, as Coach Prime said, they got together and watch the half of the game as a collective unit, everybody's going to get called out or questioned in front of everyone, so that all of that stuff is you're gonna have to be held accountable for whatever decision that you made. And like you just broke it down, when coach asks you, hey, what are you seeing right here? And the coach should be able to explain, hey, coach, they were in this formation. If we had done, or I called this play, and if we had executed by this guy making his block, that guy making his block, we had a lane right here. We just didn't execute. Okay, makes sense. But like you said, if you're out there, well, why'd you call it? Well,
if you get the whoop W.
Yeah, you can't whoop up now, dog.
They whooped up right there. No, you can't. And
Yeah.
I think it's important, man. Like as far as now, one thing we do know is this team, this staff probably doesn't look like this next year. And I think at this point, these are evaluation periods to figure out, okay, you want to win this season, but right now your initial goal, which was Big 12 championship, is out of the window. Now you want to try to make a bowl game, which you'll have to go, 3-1, we said?
Yep.
You got to go 3-1 to get a bowl game, to get bowl eligible, unless you get one of those bowls that'll take 5, right?
Yeah.
And when people run out of bowl, but that's almost like a participation trophy. Like I don't think you go to the bowl game after. Maybe you do. I don't know. Let me not speak on that. But yeah, you need to get bowl eligible. The traditional way, you need 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a tall task right now when you haven't performed at a bowl eligible level consistently. Just like you said, just like Coach said, we saw that was a totally different team than you saw against Iowa State. And so now you just want to kind of see if you could get rid of the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde act and get a consistent level of competent football to be played on a week-to-week basis.
That's right. Anything stood out to you that you want to comment on from Coach Prime's comments and things and press conference? I'm glad you went and took you a seat too, dog. Get comfortable, man. Get comfortable. You ain't got.
Yeah, I was gonna stand up and do the shot, and every time I thought Dukes was finna rap, I was like, "Shit, let me go sit down." Let me go sit down. Yeah, a couple of things, man. I don't. And I'm not looking at the chat, so I can't see the chat. So this is not necessarily directed at the runners as it is the world. I don't know how much more accountability you want from somebody than what they're giving.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we have a win or a loss, he talked about how it starts with him. And you'll see, the broader community, oh man, coach got to fix, he got coach, he got to take accountability. And he'll tell you he starts with him and what he could have done differently, not only during the game, but the week leading up to the game. And then he makes those adjustments when those adjustments, have merit. Then he sits down with the coaches. And when he talks about the head coach's job is not just the job of being the head coach to the players, you have to be the head coach to the coaching staff because coaches need coaching and you're the CEO of the organization. Hell, he coaches us in the media team. And when I sit down with him, you're allowed that space to disagree and see things differently. You're allowed that space to say, hey, well, we did it this way because of X, Y, Z. But he's going to still talk about the accountability of the outcome of the product and what we could have done differently or adjusted. He is the coach of this team, and it all starts with him. And each week, each Tuesday, he tells you that. But some people will act like all he does is blame the players. And when you hear, I don't know if y'all aired when Preston Hodge was up, when you hear the players talk, the players don't get that vibe from him. The players take a responsibility and a level of accountability because they see the coaches do it. You see a Pat Shermer, a Michael Pollard, a Rob Livingston stand up in front of the group when they put the plays on the screen from the previous game on Sunday and say, here's where I effed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the world doesn't necessarily see that, but I started off with, I don't know how much more accountable a person could be before people recognize the person is being accountable.
You ain't lying about that.
And I also say this to you, to Dukes and Chico. There's a previous coach here, Coach Mack had a saying that the pride and tradition of the Colorado Buffaloes will not be entrusted to the timid or the weak.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a tradition here before Coach Prime got hired, which was the reason he got hired. But the long-standing tradition is one of winning. And what you heard Coach Prime talk about there was his accountability in that I'm not going to let this program, this institution, this community, these fans, these alum, these players down. The standard is the standard. And I think people get it twisted and they don't understand that his standard is way higher than everybody else's. So if you think you mad, Dukes, I can tell you this. When Utah beat us Saturday night, I bet you done slept in your bed ever since then.
Hmm.
He done slept at the office ever since then.
Yeah.
You can't be madder than he is because his standard is higher than even the mantra of the program. And I think people lose sight of that.
Yeah. They have their own.
I would agree. Go ahead, Chico. My bad.
I was just gonna say that the general public has their own thoughts and expectations and thing, and half of the public are, instead of Monday morning quarterback, they're Monday morning coaches. So they feel like they know exactly
Yeah, it's
what's
like
going
there's
on.
this
So,
there's this desire or expectation of that unless you wake up Sunday morning and somebody got fired, that he ain't done nothing.
you ain't doing nothing.
And one of the things that we talk about on this program and came up in the press conference is that there's this world that we live in, everything's got to happen, right now. And one thing you got to look at when you move somebody out, you got to have somebody move in. And if you're not going to better the situation, why are you making that type of a change? And so some of the stuff that fans cry for from a coaching or management perspective are not only not merited, it's nonsensical if you put a litmus test to it.
Yeah, we all have our ideas about what can make a team better. I was watching the Falcons the other day. Right now, Raheem Morris was the most popular guy in Atlanta this time last year when the Falcons were 6-2. There was not a more popular guy. A year later, they're calling for his job.
Yeah.
And it's just about understanding fans. And I think Coach Prime does a good job of understanding. He's like, look, I understand there is no patience. But hell, guess what? I ain't patient either. Like, I thought that was good for him to say, you know what? I want results now too.
Hey,
and I think
society is not patient.
Soccer's still up right now.
And that's where we are right now. And so the fans, you got guys. I mean, I was watching the guy on Instagram the other day break down why the Rams were beating whoever they played 2 weeks ago. And they ran this same play 3-4 times. Now this guy sounds like John Gruden, looks like John Gruden, but he's not John Gruden. He doesn't have any you look at his resume and it's like, this is a guy who literally took a class online on breaking down football and plays, and now he's got 200,000 followers who call him the Holy Grail. Now pardon
the interruption, Dukes. If y'all want to catch Sincere Brown, he's about to go on now.
Okay.
Soccer just left off, but Sincere's up next.
Finish your point, though, Dukes. We'll bring up Sincere in a second.
Oh, okay, yeah. And what I'm saying is, but that's where we are in today's society, where it's like, hey, look, so fans are going to fan. And I think at that point,
which is part of fanatic,
boom. Fan is short for fanatic, and that's where we are with it. So you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. Even here, we see guys come on and criticize us. Now they don't know what we put in and how much we sacrifice to make this show go the way it does. But at the end of the day, we put ourselves out here, so we deal with the good and the bad.
Exactly.
Man, well said, Dukes. Well said. I always trip at the delay in real life. Like Sincere walked in probably about 90 seconds ago. He just not sitting on camera.
Yeah.
Adam, you want to start us? Yeah, Sincere.
Sincere, you guys have obviously had flashes offensively. What's it going to take for you guys to kind of find more consistency as a unit?
Just continue to start at practice. Rep by rep, drive by drive. Just us continue to just trust each other, continue to stay in the fight, and continue to stay 10 toes behind each other no matter what we go through.
Hey, Sincere, Pat Graham, Associated Press. Nice to see you. Coach was saying that he wasn't going to sugarcoat things with you, what happened in Utah. When you guys were reviewing the film, what did you guys go over? What was the message, and what's your takeaway from that game?
Just a couple of, mistakes we got to just clean up. When it come down to, last game, obviously, y'all saw them doing a lot of blitzes, and, we just got to just find different ways to pick it up and just find ways throughout the whole offense just to be able to execute no matter what the defense give us.
Just after losses like this, you talk about accountability. When you go onto the field, on and off the field, how do you hold yourself accountable? What does that look like for you?
For me personally, I just kind of just stay in the fight no matter what. Just like just me off the field. Just I kind of always tell myself, no matter what I go through, just stay with it. Just me trust God as much as possible, and just keep battling the battle.
Sincere, one of the things you guys have done well offensively this year is you've had good offensive scripts in the first couple drives. You guys have got out to good starts in first quarters. Obviously, that didn't happen against Utah. Kind of what, in your eyes, was preventing you guys from having some of those 3 and outs early in the game?
It was just like I said, Utah, they blitzed us crazy. That was just something new that we haven't seen all year long. But it's like, Coach always talked about start fast as much as possible. And I just feel like we just our start fast has to translate to finish stronger as well.
Two-part question for you off of that. Coach was saying this, but do you expect to see a lot of blitz this week?
I feel like personally, I kind of don't know. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know exactly because I don't want to sit there and hold my head, oh, this team gonna blitz us because of what they saw last week. The team could come out in a totally different defense. You just never know. But we prepare for whatever, so that's where I'm at.
So just in general, as you're watching Arizona, what do you see out of them defensively?
I just kind of see like coverage-wise, they brought a cover 4 quarters team. Just gotta stretch our offense as much as possible. Be aware of the blitz, because obviously they saw what was on tape last week. So we just kind of want to see where they at all angles as much as how they're going to see where we're at all angles. So we kind of just gotta continue to watch film, stay in our playbook as much as possible, and execute when it's time to execute.
Hey, Sincere, Jack Harlow, Buffs on SI. Just on a personal level, what are some of the biggest things you've learned about yourself through what's kind of been an up and down season for the team?
Personally, throughout this season, like I said, I just trust God as much as possible. That's just kind of, like I trust in His faith. I trust in the plan that He has for me for the rest of my life. So I kind of just stay, no matter what I go through, adversity, good things, hard things, pretty to ugly. I just kind of just stay in it. Just always trust the process, have faith, and just keep going.
Kind of an awkward question, but Omarion and Joseph suffered some team discipline coming back from the bye week. Did those guys say anything to the wide receiver room? Did they, apologize or anything?
Definitely. Like those guys definitely apologize because they know how much they matter to this team and the offense as well. Those great guys. I love those guys to death. And they came back this week. They responded well at practice, and they're ready to go.
How do you feel about your season and how things have gone? I'm sure it's been a little frustrating, targets being up and down, but you guys got a big month here ahead with some winnable games.
For me personally, I just control what I control. I trust the process. I don't necessarily go out in the games and expect for myself to have a good game. I just try to just make sure whatever I can do for this team to win and for the offense to execute at all costs.
Sincere, Coach was saying that his message to the team this week is about hobbies and kind of how you don't need motivation to do the stuff you guys like to do. How have you guys rallied around that message and taken that into what you're putting into the work on the practice field leading up to this week's game?
Because like most people are very passionate about this sport, and this sport is like something that people really, really love. See, like a hobby, some people love it, some people like it. So, it's just something that you want to do. But it's like in this sport, he stressed that because this is something you want to give your all into instead of kind of in and out some days, being inconsistent. You don't really know if you really want to do this or not. But for that message right there, I feel like that was to let us know we love this sport like how we say we do. We'll go all out no matter what.
Hey, Sincere, John Treach, 9 News. Sometimes you learn about teammates and their investment by how much a loss hurts. After that Utah game, what did you see?
With our team, I just felt like what I'm proud of, we stayed together, and I love how we came out Monday practice and we responded well. Like we didn't flinch, we didn't held back, we wasn't sluggish, we was going all out. We automatically forget it and just focus on the next week. Be ready for Arizona this week right here.
Anything else for Sincere?
Another one, Sincere Brown, wide receiver. Hey, he's from Charleston, South Carolina area. It's another wide receiver I'm familiar with. Roddy White from that area right there. So he's in great company.
Absolutely. And I love the guys, man, when they don't let the reporter frame that narrative. You ask the guy something like, I'm sure you're frustrated.
Yes.
And I love it. I love it.
Yeah. He
I'm
handled
I'm not.
right. Even with the reporters asking about the disciplinary actions with the other two receivers, Omarion Miller and Joseph Williams. He handled that well. And even I saw on the live stream that Omarion was on after the game, or I think it was yesterday with Jordan Seaton, and someone brought that up, and he simply said, "No comment." And I was like,
"Yeah,
well,
that's internal."
But the point is also like them handling that in such a professional way, just to even have the knowledge and the maturity to just say no comment. That shows that
Yeah.
they've been taking in whatever it is they've been learning. And I think I commend them for that, put it like that. Duke,
What up?
anything stood out to when listening to Sincere Brown?
Dub.
That mute button beating them up.
Yes.
Two counts.
It's not English to say that, man.
It'll get no more crazy. I didn't know Dukes was coming on here repping the Hoovers, but shout out to everybody out there in the world today. Y'all know what it is. It's the morning run. Just saw Coach
1000%. Just so we clear this up, because for anybody from
clear it up,
I definitely say this is a hat that I could wear in Atlanta, but I wouldn't wear in LA. Didn't I say that?
You did.
Yeah.
But the chat, I guess the chat didn't hear it, so I'm glad you said it again.
Just making sure. Definitely from a neighborhood. If you know, you know. So.
All right. Y'all want to add anything else to that press conference right there? Because go ahead, Unc.
No, I thought you were about to add something. I'm good on the Sincere one.
Yeah, I'm good. So I just wanted to say that I think Sincere, a few more opportunities for the rest of this season. I think he'll make some more big plays. I don't think we've seen the last from Sincere Brown and that whole wide receiver unit too.
Yeah, absolutely not. That ball is going to continue to be spread around, and Sincere simply, man, with his what he accomplished at Campbell, the big plays that you've seen here. Either you want to classify it as sporadic, but when you look at his metrics, that height and that speed, when pro day comes around, if he decides that's the route he wants to go, eyeballs are going to be on him.
Yes, for sure. He's damn near the prototype as far as height, weight, speed, and things like that. So,
yes, sir.
Hey,
absolutely.
man, we're going to have an amazing show tomorrow, Wednesday. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that and be on point. We're going to have a reaction show too. Dukes, you got anything coming up tomorrow that they need to be on tap for?
I've just been dropping content pretty much every day. I'm going to drop something today and go live tonight.
I've been calling Dukes Pigeon because he dropping shit. Don't worry about that. It don't drop. It's regular. You like what? You everywhere? Like what? Hey, dude, keep going, Dukes. I love it.
Everywhere like the air.
Diverse content, man. Bringing the heat on the Auburn content, the Georgia content, the Falcons content. Like this ain't no just one-stop shop where we just talk about one thing only. This is a one-stop shop, and you can get all the sports, entertainment, culture that's taking place. Duke's doing a hell of a job over there, man.
No, man, I appreciate it, man.
That's right. We listen to you, Dukes, on Rebel Radio.
Yeah, some people want you to talk about only what they want you to talk about.
Right.
Like you can't have opinion on other matters.
Like I can't talk about my brother Johnson. That's his name. My mother called him, and my mother named him that after her brother.
We got a super chat from C Maven AI.
Thank you.
It says, do you see yourself and Team Chico and Dukes getting a chance to play a bigger policy role at CU?
I don't know about bigger. We play a role already. There's a memorandum of understanding between the entities, and we sit down pretty often, but like regularly as far as the scheduling goes, and just share, what's working and what's not working and what could be better. And I think that again, that's part and parcel to, Coach Prime. We remember Coach Prime's 14-year Gold Jacket Hall of Fame football career, but don't forget about that 14-year NFL Network Hall of Fame career. So he understands even media adjustments and policy adjustments as things come up and arrive or derive. So that it's a living thing, man. Like it's growing.
You got any more super chats? I think we had some members, some new memberships too, Chico.
Yes, sir. Give a shout out to Oz Bryant, 1671.
It's his birthday. Shout out to Oz Bryant.
Oh yeah. Shout out to you, man. It's my
And
cousin's
I want to
birthday,
give
too.
I want to give a preemptive, because tomorrow's gonna be a big day. Not only is it Hump Day Wednesday, you know how Unc is on Hump Day. I got jam in my legs and I'm ready to spread. It's Chico's birthday tomorrow, so if you think you're hearing so much about Johnson's now, you just wait till Chico Day.
Hey
It's my
man,
brother.
I ain't gonna lie.
My brother.
I might not come on here tomorrow.
I might not either.
I'm gonna send you a super chat. Ain't no telling what, but we might lose the channel tomorrow. Chico like, it's my birthday. I was coming in my birthday suit. Like, hey, don't tell him. I'm like, don't tell him what boy gonna do, man. This man, he done said Johnson the Pecker 5 times a day.
Big Beach Franklin nailed it, man. He really trying to drive that narrative as if the narrative mean anything. Like it's like, dog, well, why?
All I'm trying to say is my brother. You know what? Forget it, man. Forget it. Dog.
Boy, he's crazy, man. Chico, hey, somebody said Chico happy 50th.
I really think it's 57, but we don't know.
How they know?
Hey, nah, for real, man. Happy birthday, boy. For real.
Appreciate it.
If I don't talk to you before midnight, dog.
If you don't show up for my virtual
Man, I'll
party,
be here tomorrow, man. If you just do something, man, I'm gonna do like I always do when you get freaky, man. I'm gonna put out a disclaimer, let everybody know
Absolutely.
that we family, but your ideas belong to you. But hey man, my cousin, bro. Like one thing about it, I can talk about
What's
my
going
cousin,
on?
ain't nobody else. Yo,
This is my cousin's story. I see the family
What's up, baby?
resemblance.
Big dog.
Yeah.
Very close.
What we had today? What we got to eat today?
Philly
Philly cheesesteak. Oh man, let me get off this live. Go eat, man.
For sure. Hey, land the plane. I got
Stoyanovich.
all right, man. Hey, for all the people across the world today, no matter where
real
you're checking
quick,
in
Chico.
from.
9:30 for the live on Duke's channel.
Hey,
All right, go ahead.
that man,
9:30 for the live.
that man said, "Get me off here." Then say, "Hold up."
Yeah.
They do that every time. I think it's a setup. Land the plane, Chico. Land the plane. Oh wait.
But Chico, you the kind of joker that calls somebody to tell them to let you call them back. Hey Neil, I'm gonna call you right back. Like, oh, okay. Like you didn't have to call me to tell me you're gonna call me right back. You just
No, I was calling, but as I called, you took long to answer. Then something else happened, so now I got to call you back. So I got to do something else.
I just don't understand why you call somebody to tell them you're gonna call them back. Is what I'm
He was
saying.
saying, you took long.
You took long. That's the problem.
You took long. All right, let's slide, Chico.
I do want to tell the chat this, the runners this. What y'all see on the average, Chico, is what we experience off air. This is not for play. That dude is
That's
like
a lie.
this.
Hey man, shout out to Ray J.
You gonna call somebody and tell them, let me call you back.
All right, man. This has been another episode of The Morning Run. Y'all know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all the other good stuff, man. Follow us
And man,
on all
please
of our
pray.
individual
Please think of and pray for Jamaica, man.
Yes.
Like that
Pray for
island
all
is
our
going to
family
be
out
totally
there.
different after this, man.
He ain't lying, dog. Sad. So that's a serious note.
Yeah, serious,
All right.
for real.
For real. All right. You're gonna get up and out of here, man.
Duke's already did. He
Dukes
just-
already took his pamper off, his pull-up. And you know what? Forget about it. Y'all just make sure y'all stay tuned. Join us on The Morning Run and put your rebel flags high in the sky. That's right. We up and
Well,
about
about
this
that
thing.
shit.
Peace in the Middle East. Yeah, y'all. That's right.